Hello everyone. So last video we went through the indoor setup for all our tropicals over winter. So today we're going to take a look at some of the stuff that we've got going in there, and we just need to go through it because some of the stuff, like, whoops, knocking the camera. So this sort of stuff here, 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 uh, Chinese elm just here, and then all this is from the cuttings, the Tigerbark ficus. So all the Tigerbark ficuses will be going inside, but all the stuff I've just pointed out to you, that is all hardy, frost hardy, and it needs going in its own pots and staying outside because that needs to go to sleep at night. It needs to go sleep at night. It needs to go sleep for the winter, and all the rest of it needs to be going inside. They're not frost hardy. They need to be inside in the grow lights continually growing. So we need to get that out, pot them up, keep them outside in the overwinter them in the polytunnels behind me. Everything else goes inside, and we need to do that for the other stuff that I've got out here as well. And then what I think we might do is the other stuff, like these stuff, just give them a little trim up, so that they're not overgrowing and everything else. We've got more here. Just give them a little trim back so they're not everywhere sprawling out, and we've got plenty of room in there just in case we do buy some more stuff between me and you. So let's put this on the bench, let's get some soil out, some little pots, and we'll start working on this one today. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I think I've got Chinese elm here. Pretty sure this is Cotoneaster. That's Cotoneaster as well, that needs pot up. Chinese elm, I think this is a Japanese holly. I think we've got here as well in the middle, we've got a Japanese holly, and then over on this side we also have a couple of Chinese elms, and I'm pretty sure the rest of it is just, yeah, well, other than the weed there, we'll get rid of that, is, yeah, Tigerbark ficus. So just to get these out, I'm just going to use a little shovel spade that I've got with a serrated edge. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edge and just going to lever it up, and then I'm going to pot them up in a tiny little pot. I've just put a bit of screen at the bottom, and I'm just going to add my usual potting mix. So I'm just going to get a scoop to put in the bottom, and then we're just going to put it in. I'm not going to mess about with the roots or anything. All I'm going to do is just get this thing out. We're just trying not to mess about. As much as possible. And as you can see, there's hardly any roots there, just that one. So I'm literally just going to pot her in there. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to water them. Once they're all done, we're going to water them all up and just pop them in the greenhouse polytunnels. So I'll just put them to one side. Make sure that the roots of the other ones are all in there placely, nice and tidy. Just going to do one at a time, work our way through. So first of all, I'm just going to continue to add the soil to these pots, and then we'll continue back. So next up, just try and get this Chinese elm out. You can see one long root. And again, I'm not going to mess about. I'm just going to get the pot, soil. Let's get all this. One's potted up nicely. That's 2 for 2. Let's continue to move on. Tony Aster. See if we can get this one out. Again, this one looks like we've got a twin trunk, just the one root. We'll get it in a pot. Next up, tall Chinese elm. This one's got a better root system on it. Better one so far. Plant this a little deeper with it being taller. Let's get this holly out. A few small roots on this one. So this is a nice easy job, nice and relaxing for the day. Who wouldn't want to do this before the winter comes? Look at this. So that's 5 so far. I've got one right in the middle here as well. This one here. Couple of roots on that, nice. So far so good. Had no issues with any of them yet. Okay, just coming to the back. Now this looks like it's going to be a twin trunk Chinese elm. So I just need to get one more pot I only did 5, 6. Looks like there's one more at least in this one. Whoops, not my camera. So let me get one more pot, I'll be right back. Yeah, it's started on this one. Oh, it feels like we might have a couple of roots on this one. This is good. There we go. Okay. Unfortunately, it's just 2 long roots. Now, I'd love to trim these back a little bit. But again, wrong time of year, so we're just going to pot it up as is. Come spring, we'll take a look at it. We'll trim them down about 50% of the way, and hopefully we'll get some roots on the other side. But for the time being, we put it in a pot. We let it do its thing. We let it survive. Right, just going to double check that we've got nothing else in here. A weed, we can get rid of that. Right, so I've got one more holly hiding just here. So I will pop that one up. Another weed there. Alright, let's see if we can get this one out. Same again. Nice few roots. Nice and easy, straight in the pot. No messing about. So, out of that one, 2, 4, 6, 8. Why am I counting? And then we've got one more tray as well, which has got a couple more, so I'll just get that over. Move this one. And this one's a very small, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably just pot these ficus as well. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ficus that I'll just pot up as well in their own pots. Then we've got, by the looks of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Chinese elms and another holly. So we get a couple of pots done, and then we'll come straight back. Right, so on this one, I think what I'll do is I'll pot this one up on its own, and then the other tiger bark ficus I'll probably pot just on wall it's together, and then the variegated one put on its own, and then yeah, Chinese elms I'll put on their own as well. So we'll start with the elms. Yes, some nice roots on that one. Again, there's some nice roots on this one. It's a good sign. Oh yes, this one's got some good healthy roots on it. Let's try and get some of this mud out. This is the best one so far. I mean, all the ficus are going to be really good because they throw out roots. Well, look at this one. Absolutely loads of them. This might even be a boxwood actually, rather than a Japanese elm. This is a boxwood. Nice. So I'll give this a slightly bigger pot to accommodate the roots that we do have. Let's do this. Great big ficus over here. Oh, this one's going to have a lot of roots. So with this ficus, at this time of year, we'll be able to trim these roots, so it'll be fine. So what I think I'll do is I'll just put that to one side and I'll get the other ones out. All these ficus are so healthy. There's the Chinese elm. So the Chinese elm itself doesn't have any roots, so it's pointless going ahead with that. And the other Chinese elm is just there, that has roots. We'll pot that one up quickly. Let's make sure quickly I haven't lost anything in the haste of getting them ficus out. Well, I have Chinese elm. Again, another Chinese elm with no roots. So that is just living off the energy that was stored in it. I mean, I'm going to pot it up. In fact, the other Chinese elm, where have we done with it? So that Chinese elm and then that one, even though they've got no roots on them, they're still alive. So what I'll do is I'll take the chance, I'll pot them up and see what happens. We will come back to them, dead or alive. In fact, I'll put them up next to each other. One's thicker than the other, and we'll see if we can get maybe some roots on them. You never know. Well, we'll get rid of the rest of this, and we'll start with the ficus. So the variegated one, I've just done a tiny trim on the roots, nothing major. So the main one is this one. So this really needs to come down a little bit. Just there like that. So I think that's what I'll do is I'll try and pot it up that way. Pot it deep so it stays firmly in the pot. Yeah, it's nice. I'm really happy about how the root system turned out, considering it was just literally stick in a pot in a bit of mud. Roots are not massively conjoined everywhere really well. Next one. So again, just gonna snip so they're all nice and even, and again, because it's a cutting, the roots have done really well and shot out everywhere. Nothing from the middle, it's all radial. It's like a couple of tiny little roots from the middle, so I'm just going to peel them away, and then when we put it flat, everything should start radialing out like this. So again, we just cut it, but we're just going to bring everything back a little bit more, just as such, and then we're going to pot that up. Again, we're going to pot it a little bit deeper so that when we fill in the stones, the soil itself will hold it in place. Although these branches down at the bottom are a bit low, so I'm just going to remove some foliage. And I'll probably give it a snip back to there. There we go. So that one's ready. Needs a watering, but it's ready to go inside for the winter. Do a bit of growing under the lights. And as we say, because we've got that set up inside, all these tropicals will continually grow over the winter. They're not going to slow down. So now we have this big one. Look at the size of these roots. They just go on and on and on and on. So we need to just cut these right back. Make a start there before we have a look. If we have a look at the structure of this, you can see this second branch here is already taking over the leader. So we could either have this as our main branch, our main leader of the tree, or we can take it off completely and have this, or we can just do away completely and have it as a shorter tree, and we can start from here, which I think when we plant it up it's going to be here, so it's on an angle. I think that's what we'll do. So it's going to be a nice little tree at the start. Now this root, if we're going to plant it up here, it's coming from the underside, so we do need to be removing it. So I can get you in focus so I can see, which is this one here. Now I don't want to be taking roots off I don't need to, so I'm going to try and clear my path. First of all, I'll just trim it back. can get in. Oh, drop the tree. And then we have this one here as well, just here. Growing the wrong way. Everything else can be trained to go the correct direction. I think just this one here. Alright, let's move out so we can see. Okay. Now, this one is very strong compared to all the others, so I'm going to shorten that right back to there. Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to give this one a bigger pot because I want it to grow quickly. So let's get some more soil. Build it up a little bit. And again, we don't need to wire any of these in. They're indoors, so there is no wind for the trees to be blown over. Nothing's going to knock them or anything. They're inside. And again, we could do cuttings, but I'm not going to. I've got no room indoors. And then last but not least, I've got this little tree we're going to do. So just need to get a little pot for this one, because I'm a pot shy. So I'll just make one pot up. This pot's all made up. In fact, I've just found two trees that we've got left. So this one and this one. And I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll pot them together. And I'll pot them like this. Try and get them to fuse together. Before I do that, I'll just take a look at the roots. I'm just going to snip them back a little bit, because they're a bit heavy on both. And perfectly the way they are, I'll just sit nicely like this. Now, if I just get a nice little bit of cling film and tie that, we can get them to fuse. So we will do that. In fact, the bit of cling film is going to be a bit too difficult, so I'm going to get a tiny little bit of wire just here, and we are going to make these two fuse. So I'm going to get this, and I'm going to tie these together. Now, because we're doing it like this at the bottom, what we need to make sure is the wire will dig in. So we have to keep an eye out. We do know ficus grows very fast. So we have to keep an eye out and then take this off as soon as we see it fuse, which means we won't be able to bury it too far. And I'm going to take this leaf off here. They're going to fuse into one tree. And when we want them to fuse, we're trying to sort this root system out now. So if we can do that now, we're going to get a better tree in the future. We've already got ourselves a crossing root here, so we need to remove that. Although it does look quite nice coming right across there. Okay. That needs to go. So we've already got ourselves a new project just after just off some oh no, typical everywhere. Look at that, what a mess. So we've got ourselves a new project just off some cuttings. Free trees, everybody loves a free tree. So we've got this in here. And I've got a mess to clean up now as well. I may as well continually add to it. Now I'm going to put a couple of big pebbles on there just to hold it in place. I'm going to give all these a water. Excuse the mess. What a divvy. So there's all the ones we've just done. I'll give them all the water and we'll come back, show the ones that are going inside, show the ones that will stay outside in the polytunnel. So here's what we've got at the end of it. So we've got a couple of Chinese elms here all grown up, potted up. Over here, so this one, we have got Japanese holly, this one as well, and this one. This one I believe is a Cotoneaster, as well as that one. Chinese elm, elm. The boxwood with the lots of roots, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one in the future. The lanky Chinese elm. So yeah, and then all these ones are the ones coming inside. So this is going to be the fusion project we're going to be doing. Who knew we were going to be doing a fusion project with Tiger Bark Ficus? That's the big one we've just done, snipped down, so it'll be nice and fat. And then we've got the variegated one as well. So these four, these are going to be coming inside. We'll give you an update on this one coming soon. Yeah, so hopefully it puts nice growth on over the winter, and then yeah, we can start working on it and shaping it, and then we'll keep an eye on that wire, make sure it doesn't dig in, and hopefully it fuses nice and quickly. So that's them ready. So they'll all stay outside in the winter. They'll go into one of these two polytunnels, that one or that one, over winter, and then the rest of them will come inside with the rest of everything else that comes inside. But obviously we've got it out of that big tub, so that gives me a bit more space. Yeah, a bit more space, so hopefully I get everything inside this year with no dramas. So the sun's decided to come back out. I can't see anything. Anyway, the tedious work's out the way, so we're ready to go for over winter. Yes, we're ready to go over winter for the tropicals. So setup was all done last week. Everything's all potted up, so the deciduous stuff can go in the polyurethane tunnel over there. Not over there, actually one's there, one's there. So if you enjoyed this video, it's a bit slow, so it was a bit slow, but if you enjoyed it, it gives you an insight of what to do. Please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, give me a thumbs down. Either way, let me know. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe, it helps the channel grow. Let your friends know about the channel, and see you next week. Bye guys, have a good one.